Hi, let's start the chapter. Okay, today we'll talk about chapter 6, which is makes marketing more interesting and more attractive for most of the people. It is about segmentation, targeting, and positioning. Now, in this chapter is that we will explain the market segmentation and its relevance to marketing, why we do segmenting, why we segment the market. And then we will do the details, the different form of market segmentation. We will describe the element include in the target profile and personal. Also going to talk about have the insight talk about the outline, the steps involved in the segment in the market, and have an insight into the scope of segment analytics through case, and explain the concept of product positioning, which is a very important concept for the marketeers. Now, when we talk about market segment, we're talking about the consumers have a range of different needs, and a single product cannot satisfy everyone. So if one wants a rabbit, you give him a rabbit. Once he wants an elephant, you give him a rabbit. That does not work because somebody else is selling the elephant. So you need to find out who you're selling what he wants. Companies have limited amount of money, and it needs to be spent efficiently and effectively on the consumer who are most likely to purchase the product. Because they have a limited amount of consumptions and money to spend on marketing, they need to be very effective and efficiently accordingly. Marketeers need to have a clear consumer insight on their target market in the term of product, need, price expectation, purchase habit, and communication tools most used. Having in mind also the 4Ps: price, promotion, place, and product. So there is two main market segment when we talked about in earlier chapters, and they are how the products is classified depend on its usage. And we have what you call the market, the consumer market, and we have the business market. And last chapter we spoke about the business market. And in the consumer market, goods, services, and ideas for a personal use, you're the final consumption. And in the business market, products to run a business to be used as a component in another good or services. Now, in the market segmentation, aggregation, it means the aggregation of prospective buyers into a group that have a common need and respond similarly to a marketing program. Common need, for example, um, sport people who needs the shoes of basketballs, for example. That's a common need who plays basketballs. And they will respond to similar marketing program. So they are relatively homogeneous, and the catchword is homogeneous relatively. So people can be part of each group according to their attitude, or according to the behavior, or according to their certain perspectives. So they're relatively homogeneous, similar consumption behavior, attitude, and target market profiles, and they will lead to product differentiation. Form of market segmentation, we have what you call, in early we spoke about the two type. Here said we have the two main market segment. Here we're talking form of market segmentation. Could be a mass marketing, especially for fruit and food and rice, for example. That's a mass marketing, and it could be for segment marketing, special segmenting. Could be a niche, left-hand pipe players. That's a niche market, extremely niche market, or people who's looking for a healthy stuff. And could be individual marketing. These are the segmentations. These are the forms of the market segmentations. Now, form of market segmentation, in other words, is the key to a successful product differentiation and market segmentation strategy lies in the finding the ideal balance between satisfying a customer individual needs and wants, individual wants, and being able to do it profitably. You have to do it at a profit level, and you do what you do, finding the customer need. And I always said that it's easy to find a good idea is when you find a customer complaining about something that his need to be satisfied. So if you can improve the product that he's using, that might be a good way of profitable for you. Now, target market profiles and persona. Target market is a specific group of existent and potential consumer to which the marketeers direct their market effort. Your target market could be left-hand pipe players. Your target market could be students in the first year. Your target market could be a new arrival to Canada. Your target market could be the Indian communities in Canada. These are target market, defined target market. So here, for example, who is the target market for the Car2Go? You will see it later on. So the segmentation variables in the consumer markets, how you segmenting. First of all, you can segment it geographic from Asian, uh, Africans, European, Americans. That can be a geographic. India, Bangladesh, for example. Where does the target market live at and work? Then you can do it a demographic. What is the basic census type information on the target market as a whole? Uh, the age, whether they're married, singles, these are census. And then the psychographic is what are the prevailing attitude, values, interests, habits, and approach to a life that this target market shares. Are they risk takers? Or they are conservative? Or they are what kind of a habit they have, and how they approach to life. And then you have the what you call another segment, another consumer segmentation variables that you look at it is behavioristic. And how does this market use and interact with the product? Where they see the product, how they interact with the product, whether they used for runner shoes for running or for just walking or for home or for business. So these how they interact with a product. Now there is something called persona, is character description of a brand typical customers. Bring data alive, day in the life. It is the character descriptions of a brand typical to customer. When you buying a Rolex, you telling the community that you wealthy. When you're drinking certain kind of drink, and you're telling community that you maybe belong to a certain class. That's the persona. Here is some links that I'm going to leave for you to look at them, and they are about research company who provide a general data on the size and growth of the market. Go there and look at them. Probably the last link is not active, but the first two links you could look at them, and it's about it conducted specific confidential research project information about your area. Probably you can find out something like that if you're, especially it's a very detailed in the North America. The first link and the second link. Steps in the market segmentation. Marketeers need to combine a strong and analytical skills. They be able to analyze, to look and differentiate things, and have some kind of a sound strategic thinking. If we move this way, we will reach to that point. An understanding of the consumer, what the consumer is looking, how is he complaining, or is looking for something better, or just have a good understanding of your consumer. A vision on where the market is heading, the development. People who thought the typewriter will stay forever and they did not develop to PCs, and then further they stayed behind and they are losing their business. But people who started thinking of where is the market is heading, whether then it can prepare for the future market. How this all fits the company direction. Are they really, we can accommodate it with our direction, or can we adjust our direction as a company, or we should see somewhere else, seek somewhere else, this to see how they fit into our company direction. So these are the steps in the market segmentation, basically. And it is about the 6 steps for segmenting a market. First, you identify consumer or customer needs and common characteristic in the market. Second, you cluster common consumers and variables to create a meaningful market segment. So you cluster them by age, by race, by background, by country. That's a clustering. And then you estimate the size and feasibility of this each segment. So if you're looking for, it would be not very wise to open a Middle East stores in Thompson, for example, north of Canada, because there is maybe 10 or 9 people lives there. So you need to see the market segment. So estimate the size of feasibility of each segment. Identify the segment that you are targeting. So after you target which segment, you cannot target all the segments. You focus on segments that you can target at the lowest cost and very profitable. And then you need to take an action after you're segmenting it and targeting, identify the segment to be targeted. You take an action with a marketing program to reach to that segment or segments. And then you monitor and evaluate the success of these programs compared to the objective. Let me give you an example to identify all these. When we started the higher education solution, we identify our consumers and customers need and the common characteristics. We found out universities, they are in need of upgrading solution in the IT. And then we clustered them and we said the government and non-government organization or universities, and we decided who we should be targeting. Then we estimated the size and feasibility of each segment, and we found out that the government universities are more and have better funds. So we segmented because our product is a high end. And after we identified the segment to be target, we took an action with the marketing campaign to reach this segment. We invited these universities for a study show, for case scenarios, for presentation, for discussion of the futures. And then we start monitoring and evaluating our success of these programs compared to with our objective. or they start looking at us as authority level, able to solve their problems in the future and current future. We looked at it that way, and we saw a successful. If it's not, we will adjust. We will be adjusting. So that's an example of how you do a marketing. Now, a product positioning is the impression of the branded product you want to establish in the consumer mind relative to their needs and also in a contrast to a competition. It's what the customer thinks of your product and how you can position that in their mind in comparison with the competition, where you are located as a leader, as the cheapest one in the market, as a most effective, most efficient. These are things that it comes because of the product positioning, like the image, the leader, the contentant or the rebel, the product attribute, the pricing, where you fit. And we're going to bring an example so you can see how you do a product positioning. Positioning statements are simple, clear, and focused. It is about the target market and need. It is about the brand product name, categories in which it competes, and the brand unique attribute and the benefit of it. So if you notice here an example with this repositioning, sometimes you need to do repositioning because you never know if you're not succeeding, you need to repositioning your product. So changing the place of a product occupies in the consumer market relative to a competitive product to more accurately meet the consumer's needs. It's like you cannot position a Mercedes a low product. It takes an effort to tell consumers that Mercedes is cheap and can affordable. And same thing here in A&W when they has repositioned itself based on the use of better ingredients. See these commercials saying we use a natural product and a healthy food. That's for A&W. So you need to, as a marketeer, to do a positioning map. And Gartner sometimes gets you these reports for other companies, and you can see their positioning map. Identifying the important attributes for a product or a brand name. Discover how target customers rate competing products or brand with respect to the attribute. Discover where the company product or a brand is on this attribute in the mind of potential consumers. So it's just simply you can ask some people, where do you think this product it fits within certain map? And best example here, this is one of the positioning map. So you're looking at different milk products. And here, where you look at your positioning, and if you notice here, this milk can be for adult or for children. Is a high nutrition value or a low nutrition value. And through asking some customers and some consumers, where do they think and for whom they buy it? So if you ask a consumer, who you buy this milk for? If the majority says, or 10 people, 7 out of 10 said, I'm buying it for myself or for my dad or for my brother, and they are adult, it goes in this side. And if they said, no, I'm buying it for my children, it goes this side. It's the same thing, says how you feel about it. Is it healthy? Is it nutrition? They will tell you, the consumers, where do they fit. So here, when people says, for example, organic milk, it is for adults and highly nutrition. But the tea, for example, is for adult, but average nutrition. On the other hand, people saw a coffee is for the adult, but is a low nutrition. The other side, if you look at the chocolate milk, most of the consumers of chocolate milk are children and think it's a highly nutrition. Fruit flavored drinks, they are for children but are low in nutrition. So these are the positioning map. And then you will see, if you want to produce some kind of milk or drink, you want to see where you fit into this area and who is your competition and how can uh, pass that competition. You could be in this extreme or that extreme, or probably you don't want to be low extreme, or maybe you want to. It's depend on the best thing. Probably people prefer, you see the market prefer the children get a high nutrition values, so you want to compete with the regular milk, or you want to have for adult targeting. So they call them the star. The organic milk here is the star because high nutrition values and is built for the adult. So that's the positioning map. Thank you.